Brawl is so back, and I gotta say, we're probably gonna be getting even better, and hopefully it's gonna stay in a really good place, based on what the article is gonna say. So let's begin with what's gonna happen, the announcement. It's already in place, so let's read. In Brawl, today officially Strip Mine, Mana Drain, Chrome Mox, and Ancient Tomb are banned. We're gonna go through the reasoning, but I can say I can finally breathe better, and it does give me a little hope to the future of the format as a whole. So the essential part of this is they are considering three aspects of a card to know if they can ban it or not. So they are homogenizing, meaning there is really no reason to not play them in your deck. When you're deck building, if you are not playing these cards, you are doing yourself a disservice for the most part if you don't add them immediately. So homogenizing, efficient, and polar. Homogenizing have a high format presence, powerful colorless cards and lands are more homogenizing since they can be included in any deck. Polar cards have a high upside, and sometimes they have a downside, but the fact that you are just gonna be getting so much more out of them that you're gonna be losing when they don't pan out, that's what makes them polar cards, and they often can win the game by themselves, even though sometimes they are useless. They make the game all about themselves, and when combined, those types of cards make players play all the time and dictate the outcome of the game on their own. So Strip Mine, obviously, all of the downfall decks are gonna be all about trying to get Strip Mine and then trying to recover it. And in some non-landfall decks, you can also include them. And if the conditions arise, then you can prevent your opponents from casting spells altogether. If you destroy their correct color at the correct time, the game is already over, but obviously if you get to recover it, then it's just a win condition and just not worth it. Mana Drain, it's also just a straight up better counter spell. If you are playing blue, there's no reason to not play Mana Drain. There might be a reason not to play Counterspell. If you are playing 3 or more colors, you might not be always able to have double blue open. But Mana Drain was usually worth it because if you happen to draw it, even though they don't say it outright here, I think. If you happen to draw Mana Drain in the first couple of turns, and if you have something to dump your mana into, then this is just insane mana acceleration, and yeah. It's definitely homogenizing, they say. They try to skirt around the issue saying that it doesn't win as much as it should, and that's probably because as a top deck, if you don't play it early enough in the game, then you just don't. Okay. Yeah, players who draw Mana Drain in their opening hand have a 10% higher win rate. That's a lot. And yeah, like they say here, it evens out later in the game. So that's probably what they meant when someone said at some point in the past that it doesn't win that much. It's because of this part here, but yeah, it's polar, meaning if it's in your opening hand, you just win the game most of the time, or more times than not. Then we also have Chrome Mox, Ancient Tomb, colorless mana accelerants with really no cost, other than the fact that you're not gonna be making the most of them if you draw them later in the game. But yeah, if you draw in your opening and in your first couple of turns, They are just gonna help you win the game. And here is the best part about the article. Note that these bans mark a new approach toward our stewardship of Brawl, and we intend to match and listen. For example, the Brawl Metagame Challenge is an experiment. So, if they do want to play if they want to make a rank Brawl queue, I think they are probably gonna make another Brawl Metagame Challenge first. So if we see that second metagame challenge, that's probably an indicator that the rank Brawl queue is almost gonna be a sure thing if that happens. If not, there's still a decent chance that they are gonna make the Brawl queue, and then after the first couple of weeks maybe, they run another metagame challenge. But I think, yeah, we can probably expect one at some point. We are excited to explore and understand player incidents. So this means that they are going to be listening a little bit more and just monitoring the weights maybe and the overall Brawl matchmaking as a whole. So that's encouraging, and that's the reason why I think Brawl is going to be in a good place. Now, the second piece of news I read, and some of you might have read as well, but if not, I'm gonna say it right here. The Commander Bundle, all of these cards I think are gonna be coming to Arena, but okay, these cards are gonna be Enlightened Tutor and the 5 Mystical Tutor, the 5 free spells that if you control your commander, you may cast them without paying its cost. Flawless Maneuver, Fierce Guardianship, Deadly Relic, Deflecting Swath, and Obscuring Haste. They are gonna be in Arena, but they are gonna be, well, first they're gonna be coming later than the main set of the last Airbender, but also they are not gonna be Brawl legal. The free spells are not Brawl legal, but the ones that are gonna be entering the Brawl, the Brawl card pool are gonna be Enlightened Tutor, Mystical Tutor, Entomb, and we already had Gamble and Worldly Tutor. I think Sol Ring is not gonna be coming to Arena, but if it is, it's probably gonna be also not included in the Brawl pool. And here we have the confirmation. The free spells will come to Arena, but they are not gonna be legal in Brawl. And this is a Discord message from one of the WotC developers. Entomb, Mystical Tutor will be available, but just the freeze commander spells are not gonna be. With those aspects combined, I think Brawl is gonna be coming to a new height. At the very least, it's gonna be equal to the way it was at its highest point, at its most healthiest point, but hopefully it can get even better than that. They just need to monitor a little bit how Landfall is gonna fall out. Even though they don't have Strip Mine now, probably we're gonna be seeing a lot of Icicle Explorer for a time. Now hopefully it goes higher in the matchmaking algorithm, so it doesn't just straight up win against less powered decks, but it seems like they are gonna be paying close attention to the way Brawl is. So with all of that, I just want to say I'm really excited about Avatar and its release soon. I hope to get the first deck right on Tuesday a little bit. Maybe, hopefully, around this time, maybe a little earlier. So, with all of that, I am really excited on the future of Brawl, and obviously I'm gonna be excited about the release of Avatar. I will try to get the first video on it by Tuesday, hopefully before around this hour, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours later. But from here until then, I'm gonna be playing again in the Hell Queue. So the commanders that I chose for this week are gonna be Atraxa, Yawgmoth, Animpakal, Roscoe, Magda, Kefka, Rafin, and Elliot. They are not gonna be necessarily in that order, but they will all be there for sure. So Subscribe if you want to see that, and obviously also if you want to see some of the avatar commanders that I will try to make as soon as they come out. So thank you for watching. I'm the Hermit, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.